Alright guys, I'm Max 6. We're back at the Mecca, and today is a very special BBL by Broser. We got some guests with us. E, who do we got, man?
We got Big Toto here, we got Big George here. They are training partners. Toto's going into his first pro show in just a couple weeks in Tampa. Hey,
all
get
right.
out of here, Amy.
Live TV, you guys.
We just got video bombed. We got Toto and we got George here, who's coming off a 6th place at the NPC Team Universe, which he is not satisfied with. He's coming back next year to win the whole thing.
There you go.
and so these guys are like, you know, we gotta explain a little bit. These guys are training partners. They've been training partners for years. They always train around our time, so it's always great to see them. They train really hard, and you know, since they were just both around shows, you know, figure, hey, come and train with us. Do a special BBL by Broser, so it'll be great. They're both in shape. It'll be interesting. You got something special to show on camera today, Merlin?
Yeah, what I'm going to do today, we're doing shoulders. That's what they wanted to do today. So I'm going to do a very lateral deltoid heavy workout, but I'm going to hit it from many different angles. I'm going to superset it with a couple of things here and there. I'm going to use some of my famous techniques, you know, slow negatives, stretches, that kind of stuff. I'm just going to surprise them as we go along and hopefully try to put a little hurting on them.
All right, guys, thanks for being with us today. Good to have you.
Okay guys, so I said we're training shoulders today, and we're going to be very heavy on the lateral deltoids. We're all trying to get wider and wider and wider. We're starting on one of our favorite machines, the side lateral machine, and we're going to do our reps in a fashion with very, very slow negatives. We're going to start off with raising the weight to the top in about 1 second. We're going to hold for 1 second to the top, and we're going to lower about 4 to 5 seconds on every single rep. So obviously we're not going to be able to go as heavy, but we're going to film either Toto or George or both of them doing the movement, and as they do the movement, I'll describe a little bit more. We've got Toto in the side lateral machine, and because of his stature, he wants to get wider and wider on top, keep his waist nice and small, and create an even better V-taper. So we're hitting the side deltoids hard today. As you can see, when he gets to the bottom, he's going to raise to the top in 1 second, but he doesn't throw the weight. He muscles it up. His elbows go just a little bit above parallel to the ground, so he gets a good squeeze. He stopped at the top for 1 second, and then does about a 4-second descent. So it's a very, very controlled movement, all muscle, no momentum, and that negative really fires up the growth because it destroys a lot of muscle tissue, tears it down, and that needs to be rebuilt and made bigger. As you can see, he's very much in shape, as is his partner George right behind him. Now Big George is up, and we'll let him take it from here. Go Big George.
One more.
Come on, let's get it. Let's get it. Yes.
Oh.
Good.
That wasn't a 5 negative on the last one.
That was only 1 negative, but that's failure. Okay, so for the second exercise in our delt workout, we're going to do seated presses on our favorite press machine. We're going to face into the machine, which is going to kind of make it more like a dumbbell press or a behind the neck press, because we're going to lean our torso forward. We're going to use a wide grip, which will hit the anterior deltoids, but also will still affect the side deltoids. And we're going to use a technique on this exercise that's called eccentric pauses. So what we're going to do is we're going to push the weight to the top. We're going to come down about halfway, and we're going to hold that position for 3 seconds. Then we're going to lower the bottom and then push back to the top. So every rep, you're going to be holding that middle portion on the way down for 3 seconds. This is extremely painful, extremely difficult, but again, forces the muscles to grow by damaging those muscle fibers. Okay guys, like I said, we're on the seated shoulder press machine.
Wow.
We're facing into the machine, and this brings the handles down more evenly over the top of the shoulder, so it's more of a dumbbell type press rather than a press in front of the neck. So we're looking to affect both the front or anterior deltoids and the side or medial deltoids at the same time. As you can see, he's doing his reps. He's going to push to the top, lower very slowly, about halfway down, hold that position for 3 seconds, then he lowers and muscles it back to the top. At no point anywhere in his rep is he throwing the weight or dropping the weight. Everything's under muscular control the whole time. And as you can see, he's in great condition across the traps and the mid-back, and the delts, the triceps, the forearms. Looks absolutely awesome doing this movement. And even as it gets harder and harder, he's still making sure he controls. That's the key. If you need a little spot, George is spotting him on the upward position. That's just fine. Let's stay in control and muscle it up. This is amazing for size in the front and side deltoids.
One more, Toto. Good. Come on, last
Come on,
one.
Toto. Come on, Toto.
Woo.
Good.
Oh yeah.
That was the last one. That's what we told you to do.
It takes, the first few, you're like, oh, this is okay, this is okay. Then all of a sudden, you get to the body, starts in the bar.
Every reps count. You can't just do one.
You have to stay in it.
One rep.
It's not just the last couple. You stay in it. You gotta keep constant attention. Every capture gets no balls of attention. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a big George doing his set.
Come on, Georgie.
Okay, so after doing the first 2 exercises, we were doing a lot of eccentric negatives and holding, causes a lot of fiber trauma, like I explained. I'm gonna go to throw a little blood in there now, so we're gonna do a superset. And like I said, I want to keep hitting the side deltoids really hard today, so I'm gonna hit them from a different angle. We're gonna do an incline side lateral, which kind of leans your torsos back a little bit. It changes the angle and the plane of motion, so it hits the deltoids differently than when you're just standing straight up. So it'll be different than the first exercise we did where we were sitting straight up on a machine. We're going to superset that exercise with a low cable here. We're going to bring the incline bench over there. We're going to do an incline front raise, which is going to give a big contraction at the top between the two of them. We're going to really just slam the deltoids from the side all the way to the front and get a huge pump. Okay guys, as you can see, Toto's doing the incline side lateral first. His body's angled back about 45 degrees. So the plane of motion of the dumbbells is very different than when standing straight up. And you'll feel the difference in your deltoids, the way it's hitting it versus a regular side lateral. You have to stay very, very strict in this movement. No momentum, no swinging, so don't try to use a lot of weight. Bring the belt up to about parallel to the ground.
All right, superset.
He's hitting a
It
couple
was
of shots.
it was worth it. It was worth it.
It was worth it. Well, he was posing, so he's still working. Now he's going to the incline side, the incline front raise with the cable. The key to this movement is starting above the thighs by 4 or 5 inches, so you don't lose tension. And then you want to bring the bar overhead just to the point where you contract the shoulders and don't bring the trapezius into play. You don't want to bring the traps into play on this. You want to keep it on the shoulders. It's a very hard movement, as you can see. He's also doing his best he can to control it on the way down, not losing any tension. Anybody who trains with me knows that I don't let you throw a weight. I don't let you lower it quickly unless you're a complete failure. George is going to help him with some 4 strokes to get to the top.
Good.
And this is a great movement for the front and side deltoids, especially in a superset like this. Squeeze it up. Try this one, I promise you guys will hurt bad. Big burn, big pump.
Oh yeah.
Right. Slowly going on the way.
elbow up, George. Only side delts, nothing else. Here you go.
Wait, how about here?
Come on. Few more, come on. Come on, strict movement. Almost there, buddy. Good. Nothing else. Muscle it up. Good. Muscle it up. Nice. So you bring it back to the bicep, starting at the top. Squeeze the deltoids. Good. Show the judges everything. Squeeze to the top. Come on. Pain starts, the rope starts. Let's go. Come on.
I got one more.
Let's do it. Bring it to me. Come on. Pro card. Olympia. Pro card. That's how you do it.
I've done that aspect.
Pulls down.
Okay, so the last exercise in this lateral deltoid destroying workout is going to be an exercise. I believe we showed it on the show before, but we're going to show it again because I want to give it to Toto and George.
It looks prettier with these guys.
It'll look really good when they do it. So it's going to be an incline side lateral. It's done on an incline bench, obviously set at about 45 degrees, but that angle can be played with. It's using a low cable, one arm at a time, and this is mostly a contraction movement. So we're going to be using mostly the upper 2/3 of the movement and getting a really big squeeze at the top. And this really helps you to get that real cannonball look. Gives you a harder contraction at the top than a regular side lateral does. So it'll give you those nice round shoulders that we're all after. Make you look nice and wide so the Toto can look 3 feet wide. And
Wider than he's tall.
Wider than he's tall. So we're going to hit those now. And we'll show Toto and George doing it. All right, guys, so Toto is now doing the incline cable side lateral. This is similar to the incline front lateral raise in terms of angle and range of motion. But you see he's not coming all the way down to his hip and touching, because that would take the tension off. We don't want to take the tension off the side deltoid. You can see his side deltoid popping from beginning to end of the movement because there's always tension on it. Now, because it's a cable starting from the bottom, there's real tension at the bottom of the movement, so the deltoid has to work all the way from the bottom to the top, rather than side laterals where there's really no tension at the bottom. This also gives you a great squeeze at the top to help cap him out. And you guys don't see it, but he's only got 7.5 pounds on here. But trust me, that's heavy for this.
Let's go to 12.
Nice strict reps at the top. He gets that squeeze, separates the delt, and you can see how well it's separating from the bicep at the bottom. You got to keep your body angled in this position and hold it there the whole time for the best effect. Tampa's coming. Come on. First call out. Look out. First call out. Side chest on camera. Nice.
You should be smiling.
Back's wider.
So So what's going on, you guys? You guys look like twice as big as when we first started.
We got a little bit of a pump. Thanks to Coach.
The Merlin pump. All right, so I wanted to talk to you guys real quick in the end, just because it's really interesting when we train with professionals and masters trainers. You guys do this for a living. You actually train people at LA Fitness still, right? For a living. So it's kind of cool when we have people who really know what they're doing to try new things. And how did you feel about the workout, George? We had Toto last time. This is the first time we actually trained with you. What do you think?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I really like the contractions and the holds. I do some of that with my clients, but not to this level.
Yeah.
And then in between it, you put a lot of blood in there with that superset. It was great.
Yeah.
I obviously got a good pump.
Yeah.
Fun. We love working with you, Jim.
Yeah,
man.
that's awesome. Toto, what'd you feel?
It feels good, man.
That's your second time.
It's my second time, and I think I'm learning something new every time I train with the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to have you guys.
And we can pass it on to our clients and do it ourselves.
It's isn't it
Different angle, different exercise.
isn't it interesting after all these years sometimes just to think outside the box a little bit, or it makes it so much more fun.
It's good.
Because I think we're creature of habits. And even though you don't want to, you get in a rut and you always do the same thing, the stuff that you like, the stuff that you're good at. And sometimes just to get out of the box a little bit and try new things,
You gotta try new things. You gotta try new foods. I love trying new supplements.
Yeah.
New workouts.
Yeah.
It's the way you keep your body guessing.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Well, George, thank you so much for coming with us this time.
My
Last time you were on vacation with your wife, and your wife wasn't too happy that Toto was training with another guy. Right? She told you, hey, what's he doing? Do you remember that?
Oh, we're good.
So tell your wife to watch this video. It would be really cool. And we hope to get you guys again in the future.
Oh, we'd love to.
George, possibly the Olympia amateur?
Maybe, I don't know yet.
You look into that?
Let's concentrate on Toto.
Let's go
for
on
now.
Toto. Toto, we get a tempo how many weeks?
3.5 weeks.
3.5 weeks, man, that's awesome. You look
We're
great.
gonna fly it on the first, and then he's gonna do good. He's gonna be
do
fine.
great, yeah. Very
Thank
proud.
you. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, pleasure, you guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Coach, thank you.